But this is Black Ops 7 campaign is terrible. The campaign is terrible. And honestly, when I first saw whatever the heck Black Ops was trying to do, I was pretty much already out of Call of Duty when their Warzone turned into Fortnite. You brought in Nicki Minaj. You brought in the furries, apparently, too. There are these giant furry costumes you can purchase in the store. I mean, it makes sense. It's a free-to-play game. You want to make money. But why change a war game into a kid game? It just made no sense. But let's see what the new gameplay is.
This isn't a competition of who was right and who was wrong, because at the end of the day, if the game is bad and the campaign is shit, then we all lose. We all lose. All the people that love the Call of Duty campaigns, that buy this game for the campaigns only. And it is an absolute mess so far. Now, I have seen the outrage online. Everybody.
Already true, because there are people who only want the campaigns. I enjoy myself a good campaign, but yes, I'm in it to play with friends. I am in it to play with friends. I mean, that's the only reason I got Warzone. There's no real campaign there. It's just you dropped into a freaking battle royale. That's that simple. And you run around killing people to try and be the one to be the last team standing. But yeah, you still want to get a game, for its story. I mean, I think Black Ops 4 was the first to kind of divulge. They didn't even have a story. It was just their multiplayer they were selling. And that's honestly the best ecosystem to have a battle royale, because they apparently had the best battle royale in their for purchase system.
Everybody's going crazy on Twitter, on YouTube, everywhere. I think people are just really disappointed in this campaign. Some people are just shocked at the level that Call of Duty has fallen in terms of that campaign, because everybody was talking and loving about the multiplayer, and I talk about the multiplayer too. I mean, the maps are colorful, the gameplay feels fun, multiplayer seems like a step up from last year, 100%. But this shit, the campaign, what this channel talks about when it comes to Call of Duty, we focus mainly on the campaign, and we wait year in, year out for these stories. They have been nothing but disappointment lately. But this one right here takes the cake, especially after I went and replayed.
Why is he playing multiplayer? This is a story about the campaign. Why is he playing multiplayer? Why?
Black Ops 3 to get the story so far on that. This shit destroys Black Ops 3, because Black Ops 3, at least the story as a whole was really good and interesting when you really found out the truth. And there were set pieces. You came into a story with a character, you stayed with that character, and you played through the level, and then you moved on. That at least was a campaign. This here feels like the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 campaign feels like it is all over the place. It doesn't know what it's doing, it doesn't know what it wants to be, and it forces you to play with other people. To play this solo campaign, this campaign that you want to experience maybe by yourself, you really can't do that. You want to be forced to play with other people. And you might say, well, I can jump in by myself. You can jump in by yourself. And you know those other three characters are supposed to be with you, 50-50, Harper and Samuels? Well, guess what?
Just make them AI that walk around and follow you. It's that simple. Just like in the other single player modes, you always have teammates. But they just follow you the entire time. They just follow you. They assist, kind of, sort of. Not really. They're computers. They're not made to be the bestest ever. They're made to just throw down gunfire.
When you jump in by yourself, they're not there with you. The AIs that are there supposed to be helping you, they're not there. They're talking to you like you're there. They're talking and saying, hey, let me get this. Hey, throw
so they're in the cutscene, but then they're not there.
Because I look to my left, I look to my right, I look up, I look down, and them motherfuckers are nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. That is lazy and absurd that they couldn't even fill in these AI allies to just be there with you. If anything,
it's not that difficult. You just create a rig. It's that simple. Create a rig, a few simple commands for the skeletal structure to hang on, and for them to pull the trigger every now and then, and follow you. It's not that complicated. I say that as though I'm this programming expert, but it isn't that complicated. It really isn't, because they already have, they've created the frames, they've created the structure, all for a player to fit in the chassis. But then if there's no player in the chassis, you don't get rid of the whole machine. You just put an autopilot in it.
Should have just said, well, you know what, Mason, you're going in alone and we'll give you cover and at least make it somewhat believable. But I don't understand why you can't jump into this campaign solo. Believe it or not all of us have 3 freaking friends that play Call of Duty all the time with us that want to experience the campaign too. So what the hell is that about? I create content. Okay, boo-hoo me. I don't have any people around this time in the morning where I can sit down and play with them. But fuck me. It's not even about me, right? Think about you. Think about the average Joe that wants to play the campaign.
Yeah, you want to play with friends. Yes. But the thing is, you should be able to opt in by yourself, and you should be able to opt in with up to 4 people. It's not that difficult. This isn't rocket science. It's like if you choose or you have no friends and you end up playing alone, well, guess what? You could have AI companions that would be your friends for that mission. It's that simple. You don't have to be like, oh, you went in with no friends. You have no friends. Deal with it by yourself. It's like, what? At least make someone feel like they're loved. Don't belittle them just because they went in solo.
Campaign. I know a lot of the people that have followed this channel for a year, for longer, they are here to talk about campaign theories, talk about little things that we might have missed, remember great characters, remember great missions. That's what we're here for when it, pertains to the campaign. Well, what are we going to do here? What are those people that do that and play the campaigns over and over for themselves, for fun, to try them out in different ways? What are they going to do when they are forced to play with other people? Because what you do now, you get into the first mission and it's a shit ton, a lot of enemies that you have to fight on your own. And they're just shooting you like crazy. And if you end up dying, since nobody's around there with you, you restart the entire level no matter where you're at. I died and they just kicked my ass back to the beginning and I had to do it again. I found myself running through a lot of spots, sliding, jumping, shooting, moving, because I have to. It's like I'm playing multiplayer in the campaign. I don't want to play fucking Warzone or multiplayer on the campaign. That's not why I buy the campaign for. I buy the campaign so I can move a little slower, cut a little corner, pretend like I'm in the military, pretend like I'm doing.
Yeah, make it real. Make the thing real. But be in the soldier's shoes. Not to be ousted by the freaking game making fun of you for not having friends. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to go. Well, they were just trying to bake this up to send it out in order for people to play more Warzone. That's basically it, and to buy more skins. That's all it was. There was no heart put into this. There was no rhyme or reason to the story. It's just pig swill, just thrown out. They patched it together and threw it out. It would have been better if they were like, you know what? We're going to have to pull a Black Ops 4. We're going to have to scrap the campaign. I think people would have preferred that. The sheer honesty than giving us this crap and being like, here's your story.
In warfare, make it feel realistic to me, right? Let's look at some of our Modern Warfare 2 videos that we've covered here. And I'm talking about 2022. We've gone back and replayed some of those missions, and I can move slowly through the area. Boom, boom, take somebody out. Ghost is behind me. Commander Graves is right there. And we're moving as a freaking team. Everything is kind of already pre-made for us to feel like badasses. Are we badasses? No, we're not. But we like to feel like we are. And Black Ops 7 doesn't do that. Black Ops 6, I did not like the campaign. I liked the first half, let's say, because we said that felt like more realistic type of warfare going on. And then the second half went batshit crazy. Well, this campaign is worse than that. It's like batshit crazy the whole time. And there's not even any saving grace. For Black Ops 6, there was like 3-4 missions that we went back and we replayed and we were like, these missions are fun. They serve a purpose and we can understand what to do. This is crap. I don't know what Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is, and I'm thinking of not even finishing it. And I know that sounds crazy because on this channel, like I said, we concentrate on the stories. I want to tell the story so far. I want to find out some little story tidbits, but what is this? This is just terrible. This is very, very, very terrible.
Yeah, you play a campaign for the story. You play a campaign to actually, well, a lot of the campaigns you were playing by yourself because you had to play by yourself. It's something you put on, you enjoy the story, you go slow, you feel like a soldier. But I think, like, everyone calls, like, Battle Royales brain rot. Yeah. But the thing is, it's either you, well, to quote The Dark Knight, you either die a hero, like Battlefield 4 with its Battle Royale, or live long enough to become the villain, where you end up like Fortnite, like Warzone has become. Because it's nothing but, oh, we need new skins. All the skins now look the same because they're all humans. Let's sell them furries. What? What? Yes, and you can't tell me those Yeti suits are not furries. You cannot tell me that they're not. They definitely are. Because they're massive Yeti suits. I mean, come on. With giant Repo heads, the creatures from Repo, the little machines from Repo. Oh my gosh. It's really sad how games have become, well, incredibly unrealistic. That's the sad part. I mean, yes, they're video games. They're not realistic. But every now and then, people would play the Call of Duties back in the day, the Battlefields. They'd play the Counter-Strikes. They'd play stuff where it's like, you get hit once, you can risk losing the entire mission. Like SWAT even. Classic SWAT. I think Ready or Not is the new SWAT. But it's just like, why? Why do we have to go away from that? Where you can shoot an entire... people are bullet sponges. That they just take hits and nothing happens to them. That's when you're trying to play a realism-like game, you should make it realistic. Sure, it's a video game. Sure, you could be like, well, we need to give the players a chance here. Well, we need to get just like, come on. Yeah, because my friend, your boy Maurice, he was like, we all need to get this game. The campaign is 4-player. And then he saw, I think, a video on TikTok or something where it was like this giant drugged up Yondo from Guardians of the Galaxy apparently fighting his teammates. In that situation, is one of the players, the Yondu character, trying to kill his... It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. All I know about this game mode is that apparently they all get the team entirely gets drug-induced, and then the rest of the game is all just a fever dream.
There were a few saving graces so far from what I've played. Not even saving graces. Things that are okay. Things that are good. The gameplay feels fun. It looks pretty, but that's expected with Call of Duty. That's expected with where we are now in first-person shooter games. Okay, it's fun and it looks pretty. Hooray, great. What else? What else is there? They have this little mini game where it's about hacking. It's pretty simple. It's not difficult. It's kind of fun. Takes you out of the game loop a little bit and you end up doing something. Okay, that's kind of fun. But that's about it. If I wanted to play multiplayer, if I wanted to play Warzone, then that's what I'd be doing. Playing this campaign feels like that, and it shouldn't. A campaign for Call of Duty should not feel like you're playing multiplayer. It should not feel like you're playing freaking Warzone. It should not feel like you're playing something else that isn't the campaign. It looks like there was no effort in it. Everything looks recycled. Everything looks, even the voice act.
See, I'm pretty sure I just said all that. Yeah.
Acting by someone. Harper sounds like he's just reading off his lines. No, doesn't even care. He's just reading. Yeah, Mason, you're a bunch of nerds. Let's go. It's so crazy that an actor of his level is phoning in this performance. You know, everybody was raving about the new David Mason and how great he was going to be. He's not bad, but this script, this thing lets him down so far. It feels like the laziest campaign I've ever played. And some people are going to say, and I've already seen something like, oh, this is definitely not worse than Vanguard, though. This is definitely not worse than like Modern Warfare 3. It is, though. It actually is. Because in Modern Warfare 3 2023, I at least had some goddamn cutscenes that entered in one area and then left me where I needed to be, and then I went through the damn mission. Even though it was open combat and it sucked and I really didn't like it, at least I had my friends with me sometimes and we did it together. You know what I mean? That one was ass, but this one is even worse. And then if you compare it to Vanguard, you can't even compare it to Vanguard. Honestly, you can't, bro. You cannot. Vanguard is way better than this shit. Why? Because Vanguard was a linear story that took you chapter to chapter, and you were in a war doing something different every single time. You were going through a level as a team, in an airplane, as just soldiers on the ground, but you were...
A linear story. It's that simple. It's that simple. When did this open world craze become such a big deal? Like they take these games, like Gears of War, I think was the first experience where I ran into it. It was literally Gears of War 5? 4? I don't know. But me and my friend were just driving around this sheet of ice for minutes on end just to get to the next checkpoint. No fighting, no nothing, just driving to the next point. Because with us wasting time going to the next point, guess what? We spent that time in the game. It's literally there just to pad out the playtime. It's not fun playtime. It's just there to make sure people are in their seats, locked in even longer. So that way they can rave about, this game is a 40-hour game on average. This game is a 60-hour game on average. This game takes about 80 hours to beat in total. Instead of being like, you know what? The fun parts of this game are about 5 hours. But we get you to run around for 26 of them. Oh my gosh.
We're doing levels that look like they actually took the time to design them, to structure them a certain way. This thing needs to happen for all of us. And just playing like that, like Vanguard actually, even though you could say it was a shit story, it didn't make any sense, it was too short, whatever, at least it was and felt like a campaign, like a Call of Duty campaign. Black Ops 7 campaign does not feel like a Call of Duty campaign. It does not in the slightest. And I'm very disappointed. I'm honestly very disappointed. We talked so much about it on the lead up to this. We had a whole series called Road to Black Ops 7 where we talked theories, we talked about things we were waiting for, things that we were looking forward to. And again, all of that pertained to the campaign. It has failed on all fronts so far. This is, if this is the future of the campaign.
That is sad. I remember those days. Because I did that, well, not really, with Star Wars, where it's like, you know what, Disney's gonna do Star Wars. They're gonna do it for money. Of course, they're gonna do it for money. But of course, they won't destroy the story and lose all that money. When, of course, that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. They just wanted the money. And they think people watching a stupid space fantasy, they're idiots to begin with. We can milk them for everything. Well, Star Wars doesn't make any money anymore. It loses money because they spend a fortune trying to make something that nobody wants. Yeah, it's funny how us idiots who enjoyed that world so much seem to know more about the world than the people creating it.
Campaigns, honestly, scrap it and scrap it, like scrap it. What are we doing here? This isn't a bad story with really good missions. Like, some of you guys hate Modern Warfare 2, but at the bare minimum, it has really good missions that I can go back and replay whenever I feel like. Modern Warfare 19, Modern Warfare 3 has a few, Black Ops Cold War has some,
always the
Vanguard
like
has some,
occasional sniping mission.
There's so many missions that I can go back to and be like, this is awesome. This mission here is awesome, even though this game isn't that good. Fantastically built missions. And if you want like any other like example, go play the first 2 missions of Call of Duty Cold War and then come play the first 2 missions of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and you will see what I mean. This isn't a campaign. This is just something they threw together and labeled a campaign just to do it.
What are they doing on Pandora?
If Call of Duty ever needed a...
That's the world of Avatar, right? I think it's called Pandora. Yeah, they're on the Avatar planet. You know, with the floating islands right here.
Reset, which we have talked about here for the past 2 years. If it ever needed a full-on reset, I think it's now, at least for the campaigns. This year's...
But it just had a full-on reset. That's the thing. It's like, literally, the Modern Warfare 2 was a reset of the 2006, 2007 Modern Warfare titles. They were reset. They were reset. So you can't say that it needs a reset again. No, just let it burn. Let Call of Duty as a franchise fade off into obscurity. It just we've had enough of it. We've had enough of it.
Campaign is really, really bad. I gave myself a deadline to Sunday to have it completed and have the story so far out. I'll see if that happens. I don't know if I'll have it done by Sunday, honestly. This is just lame. This is lame and boring, and it's probably going to take me a little bit to really try to get through it by myself because I'm not going to be playing with anyone else. So we'll see how it goes.
Who would want to put someone through that pain? I'm not going to lie. If I wanted to harass my friend, I'd say we have to play this game. Yo, boy, do you want to play this game and have some fun? You want to have some fun? It's like, no. It's... I hate it. I hate it because everything's just about what they can get out of it. They don't care about the people. They don't. They never have. Again, everyone takes care of themselves, and they're trying to find the quickest way to money. That's the biggest problem. Everyone's trying to find the quickest way to money instead of realizing that, oh, that Call of Duty community, which you have burned and milked for money with your Warzone, well, it took years to get to that point. Now you're going to have to start over and try from the beginning. It's just how it is. You build a franchise like Lord of the Rings had a huge fan base, which has been destroyed by Amazon with their Rings of Power. The Star Wars has been destroyed by Disney. Indiana Jones has been destroyed by Disney. Predators, Alien, all those franchises, well, those are both owned by Disney now. It's insane because they're just like, we're going to make money off of this. But people don't care the fact that you want their money. What they care about is the fact that you're taking what they enjoyed and turning it into something it's not supposed to be. Because I don't even know what that was. I have no clue what that was. Not a clue.
It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait, wait,